Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jerry Kenkoy.
Hello, everyone. Today is Monday, January 18, 2021. My name is Jerry Kainkoy, the Filipino Calgarian.
Well, magandang umaga po, everybody. Our new host, Tito Jerry Kenkoy from Calgary. Tito Jerry, congratulations on the new show.
Thank you for having me. It's a beautiful Monday morning here in Calgary. Our weather is pretty good, 1 degree Celsius, and it's mainly sunny for the week. So it's a good time to enjoy the week once again.
That is super awesome. I think one of the most beautiful cities here in Canada is the city of Calgary in Alberta. How many big cities do you have in Alberta, Tito Jerry?
Calgary is one of actually the most populous city in Alberta because Calgary has a population of about 1.2 million Calgarians. And
1.2 million. Okay.
1.2 million Calgarians, more or less. And it's a vibrant city and a home to about 75,000 Filipinos, making Calgary as the fourth largest Filipino community in Canada.
Wow. Did you say 70,000, Tito Jerry?
75,000.
75,000. Galing-galing naman. One time,
Yes.
I would really love to visit Calgary. Bibisitahin ko po kayo. Give us a tour. Kasi I think that's one of the purpose of our show here is to feature different Filipino communities all across Canada. And naisip ko nga, kayo ang the best who should be promoting Filipino Calgarian community and the city of Calgary dahil parang kayo na yung barangay captain ng Calgary, di ba?
Anyone is welcome to come to Calgary. I would love to show you around. Calgary is a beautiful city, very vibrant city. There's a lot of things to do here in Calgary, and I'm sure you will love it here. I am a proud Filipino Calgarian for the last 13 years, Joey.
13 years. Ano po ba yung pinakamagandang what would people really go into Calgary for? I know one of the big thing is the Calgary Stampede, but other than that, for let's say recreation and parks and whatnot, what is the favorite thing to do in Calgary for most Canadians who come to visit?
You are correct in mentioning Calgary Stampede as top of the list because this is considered to be the greatest outdoor show on earth, and it attracts a million tourists to Calgary to be part of the Stampede celebration. It's a 10-day annual event with lots of things to enjoy. Of course, starting from the rodeo, amazing rodeo and grandstand shows. There are just so many things to really enjoy aside from the Calgary parade. And as I mentioned, there are so many things that you can enjoy even just at the comforts of the city. In 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you'll be in a beautiful parks because are
Yeah.
parks inside the city. You'll enjoy the beautiful landscape, and also you're close to the mountains as well, the gorgeous Rocky Mountains the province of Alberta is really gifted, and the wildlife as well. So one of the things that you should visit when you are in Calgary is number one, we have historical cultural village here, which is called
Oh
Heritage
wow.
Park. Yeah,
Hmm.
so it's like going into a place and experience how it was to live, how it is to live in the olden times. So people there working there, they kind of recreate even the buildings, the how people dress, and how they look. It's going back to the old days where you can really
It's like
feel.
it's like a period village. I would think, like, you visit the past, and yeah, I love going to those kind of theme parks. Well, Tito
Yes.
Jerry, every community who comes to kami dito sa Toronto, right? The Filipino community here is unique in such a way that the Filipino community impacts the city. Our presence here makes the whole makeup and the personality of the city kind of unique because of our presence. But at the same time, the city also impacts the subculture or the culture of the Filipino Canadian. It kind of redefine who we are just because we live in the city and the things that we do and we love to do here. Naisip ko that would be something similar. Maybe I would assume that would be something similar to Filipino Calgarians. The way you live, your lifestyle, your culture will be impacted by the traditional culture of the city. But at the same time, the city changes, and the city's personality is redefined just because Filipinos are there and very living so vibrantly. So I want to turn over the floor to you, Tito. Give us a few minutes of describing everything about what you feel the Filipinos place and persona you know Filipino living or the lifestyle of the Filipino in Calgary. Give us a rundown. What are the things that you want us to know about Calgary and the Filipino population in Calgary? Turn it over to you.
Thank you, Joey. The Filipino Calgarian community is a very vibrant community. Lots of things happening before the pandemic, and even during this pandemic. There's always a reason for the Filipino community to celebrate, to find ways to practice what we truly believe in, and which is unique and distinct to the Filipino community. So, as I mentioned, Calgary is a home to 75,000 Filipinos, and every week prior to pandemic, there's always an event happening in our community, and we can always it's always very obvious that when we you go to a Filipino community, there's always food. There's a lot
Mhm.
of things going on, shows
Of course,
here
yes.
and there. We're known to be people who loves to sing, dance, and really just have a good time. So that's one unique, distinct culture of the Filipino Calgarian community,
Mhm.
fun-loving community. So that's number one. The second one that is known for the Filipino Calgarian community is, of course, we are we are family oriented. We always find time to celebrate with our family. We always celebrate events, special events. For example, the Filipino community is known to book community halls for a simple birthday celebration, because there would be hundreds of people attending the birthday celebration.
Oh,
Could
that's
be
cool.
also a debut, a wedding anniversary, or any special celebration in the family. Is for the most part is hosted and organized in a community level, or in
Wow.
such a big event.
Mhm.
So that's one. We're so family oriented. We are people who loves to go out and connect with other people. So that's
Mhm.
the second distinct trait of a Filipino Calgarian. The
Mhm.
third is, of course, we are faith-filled community. As we all know, we
Mhm.
are predominantly Catholic or Christian country in the Philippines. So coming to Canada, we're able to continue to exercise our faith. And it's good that Canada, what makes Canada a beautiful country, it's because it welcomes everyone, and it gives
Mhm.
you the privilege and the freedom to exercise what you believe in. So
Mhm.
we are a faith-filled community. We do have a lot of church activities, and the church really plays a very important role in
Mhm.
building our community. In
Mhm.
fact, when I arrived here in Canada 13 years ago with my family, the very first support system that I had was my church family.
Wow.
And I've also been involved in a lot of outreaches organized by our church to reach out to the newcomers to Calgary. So basically, these are the three major things that I could share with you as far as describing the Filipino Calgarian community.
Oh, that's awesome, Tito. Ano mga paboritong so let's talk about the four seasons. There's the winter, there's where we are right now, and then of course everybody's looking forward to spring.
Mhm.
And then every summer, I would assume sa Calgary ganun din, no? Kami dito always looking forward for summer festivals and marathons and food festivals and events and shows and concerts. And then we go to the fall. A lot of Filipino Torontonians love going to like the pumpkin farms and taking photos with turning the colors of the leaves, turning brown and yellow and gold. And then in the winter, one of the favorites here in Toronto for Filipino Torontonians are is going to the Christmas village or the Christmas market. And there probably is some similarity. Let's talk about winter. Are there any skiing or snowboarding slopes in Calgary? And do Filipino loves these sports? If not, what are the favorite winter activities for Filipino Canadians, Paul?
Winter is not necessarily the best weather or season for a Filipino Calgarian, but personally, I love winter.
Mas
I
malamig ata kayo mag-winter than
Yes,
Toronto. Yeah.
yes, and a lot of people really thinks that Calgary is very cold. We have lots of snow here, but it also provides a good winter experience, a
Uh-huh.
great winter experience for everybody who loves outdoor and experience the winter activities that like what you've mentioned. We have so many winter activities here. Basically, we have very popular ski resorts here. If you would love to learn how to ski, there are really internationally renowned ski resorts that you could experience. Skiing, and also of course the very basic ones when the snow falls and the temperature is not that freezing cold, you can bring your kids to. So we have so many hills here that you could actually enjoy tobogganing with your
Mm.
children. So that's one of the, I think, the favorite pastime of Filipinos. I always see a lot of Filipino families tobogganing, snow showing, and of course, you can also do hiking during the snow during the winter, because there's it just turns the whole landscape into a different world. So
Wow.
definitely, I know of so many Filipinos who love winter and also who wants to enjoy or who are doing these winter activities really with a lot of fun.
That's
So
awesome.
that's basically it. It could be very freezing sometimes, very cold, but
Mm.
we've learned to adapt to the weather. It's just about bundling up, preparing yourself for an extreme weather condition. And at the same time, it could change anyway. Calgary is known to be a place, or Alberta is known to be a place where you could experience different weather or season in a day. You might wake up with a very snowy weather condition, and then in the middle of the day, sun will come out, and then it's just a different season altogether. So just have to really prepare for the weather.
That's awesome. So don't go away, guys. We'll just take a short break. It's our 15-minute mark. And today we'll have the full half an hour with Tito Jerry as our pilot episode here for the Filipino Calgarian. I'm very excited about this show. But don't go away. When we come back, we'll talk about the three other seasons in Calgary and what are the most favorite activities for Filipinos in Calgary. So don't go away. We're just gonna go on break. So mga kababayan, starting tomorrow, we have another pilot episode which will be hosted by our fellow local here from Toronto. He ran for MP at York Center Riding just recently at the by-election. But starting tomorrow, he'll be having a show here on OJTV called Dexter 914. Dexter has something to do about the right side of politics, and he will explain that tomorrow. So please mark your calendars, 8:30 in the morning every Tuesday every week. Julius Tiangson will be hosting Dexter 914, and you will be learning about how to participate and be a fellow builder of Canada as Filipino Canadians. And please mark your calendars. There you go. That will be Dexter 914 starting tomorrow. We're looking forward to see you guys there, and mark your calendars. So every Monday we are here in Calgary with Tito Jerry King Koy. Every Tuesday, what Dexter 914 with Julius Tiangson. And welcome back to the show, Tito Jerry. Let's continue on with our conversation. So wow, winter is very exciting in Calgary. And ano po yung what kind of winter festivals do you have? Dito kami meron yung mga tinatawag na maple candy festival. Yung parang they put maple on ice and then there's so many things that's going on. Tapos yun nga, mahilig na magtoboganin. This particular winter, wala kami masyadong snow. But usually when there's a lot of snow, you will see a lot of Filipino nannies pulling the kids on sled. And I think really paborito ng mga Caucasian moms here is the Filipino nannies. They're a lot of them. I see them like really close friends with their nannies, and they're having a lot of fun. And they think that we Filipino really know how to have fun. So just that as closing on winter, and then let's go to fall. Any winter festivals that you can speak of?
Absolutely, Joey. Canada, I'm sorry, Calgary, Alberta, per se, is known to host the International Ice Sculpting Festival
Oh, okay.
on a yearly basis. In fact, the last few years, I have been a witness and part of the welcoming group that welcomes some of the best Filipino sculptors, ice sculptors, uh,
Nice.
from I think they're from Ontario, who came to Calgary to join. Not basically here in Calgary, but it was held in Lake Louise, which is the
Mm-hmm.
annual venue for this festival, and they've always won actually, and garnered the first place or being the champion in some of the categories. So that's one that is always that people always look forward to,
Mm-hmm.
and we make it a point every year to really go and check the ice sculptures in Lake Louise because it's really beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
and aside from it has a very one of the best winter places here in Alberta to visit, which is Lake Louise and Banff. So yeah, so that's a major event that's happening every year. I'm not just sure this year. I think we didn't have that one this year, but I have seen some pictures in Lake Louise. There's still some ice sculptures there that are really very beautiful, and it's also worth the visit.
That is awesome. Just to remind everybody who's watching us on the Filipino Calgarian will have one rerun every week. Would think this will be every Thursday night. We will rerun. I'm just kind of organizing our calendar, and then every Saturday here on OJTV, all of the podcasters in our lineup will have a rerun live as well. So even though it's rerun, you can submit your questions and comments to Tito Jerry, and he will address your questions and give your answers to your questions next time he goes live next week. But many of you, alam niyo kasi talagang I really feel na itong lockdown na 'to malapit na 'tong i-lift, malapit ng magkaroon tayo ng freedom, and then I really encourage you to think about traveling all across Canada, and isipin nyo, idagdag nyo ang Calgary into your lineup of places to visit, because I myself, I really want to visit Calgary. Tito Jerry, some of the very anticipated season in our life here as Filipino Canadians, yung spring, no? Tayo lahat mahilig tayo sa spring. Because that's like it's like the morning of the year, right? It's a new beginning. Springtime is always like, wow, we're finally able to get out. Because every year, even before the pandemic, every year we have a natural lockdown because of the winter. We have a natural lockdown. Everybody stays indoor. Uh, in 2019, I created the vlog. I said, you should not allow winter to keep you indoors. That's why I created a few vlogs with my daughter doing ice skating and tobogganing and all kinds of stuff outdoors. And I told my viewers na kailangan active pa rin, physically active even through the winter. But definitely the spring is what we look forward to. Ano po ang mga favorite activities ng Filipino Calgarians in the spring season?
I think the spring season here in Calgary is sometimes no different from winter, because
Hmm.
it could also be still be freezing cold during the spring. But or really all depends on the year. Sometimes we have not so cold winter. Say for example, this year. For the last 2 to 3 weeks, we've been experiencing a really nice winter temperature, and sometimes the worst happens in the spring. So sometimes you do experience the winter feels during the spring. So I would say that some of the winter activities can also be done during the spring,
During the
because
spring.
it could still be cold. Spring is just for me a signal that a new beginning is coming, and of course the temperature starting to also be a little bit warmer sometimes, but it could be also on the extreme side. It could be very very cold. So there's not much that I could say that there is a distinct activity that spring has. It could be just the same as the winter activity. And if it's not that cold, of course, that's the time when we can go out and have a bonfire. Go to the park. If we can't wait for summer to have a barbecue, spring can be an alternative for family to go out, so
And
long
have the
as
barbecue.
the temperature is not that cold.
Aha. Minsan talagang meron akong katrabaho noon who is an older woman, and she told me, "Joe, don't ever fool around in April." Kasi 'di ba yung April 1st, April's Fool's Day,
Mhm.
yung ibang mga kababayan natin, they think, "Oh, April is the mark of spring." and so, and I remember my early years back in the mid 90s. I would be storing away my winter jackets, and I'm just excited for spring to usher in the summer soon. But yeah, parang napakaigsi ng spring
Mhm.
every year. Spring is almost like an extension of winter, and then all of a sudden, biglang init, no? Our spring's supposed to be the transition, but it doesn't happen all the time. Pero isabi, meron din tayong sabihan here in Canada, spring is the time for spring cleaning. And
Mhm.
yan, maraming makikita natin sa mga bahay-bahay. People cleaning their garage, people
Mhm.
cleaning their houses. Spring is time for cleaning. Pero ang pinakamasaya is summer. Ano
Mhm.
po ang mga ako'y very excited to come and visit Calgary. I think,
Mhm.
so tell us more about what are the big things that happens in Calgary in the summertime.
Summertime is fiesta time. I mean,
Yes.
it's a lot of celebration going on, lots of events in the community, lots of gatherings, indoor and outdoor. But what is really distinct about summer is that the Filipino Calgarians, as far as I have experienced or have witnessed, are really fond of road trips. It's a time to go out and explore Alberta or even the rest of Canada. So for my family, we've been traveling as well during the summer. We go on a long trips, road trips to BC, explore BC, or even go to the United States. We
Ano po
are
ang
all
border ng what state are you bordering on?
we if we're going to BC, the closest border is Seattle,
Wait,
and going to
so you're
Seattle.
beside BC. Malapit na nga pala kayo sa British Columbia. Okay.
Yes, we are. We are boundary
Sorry about
for
that.
Alberta and British Columbia. So we're neighbors as a province. So that's the closest. But if we go to Winnipeg part, then there's a different U.S. border there. If
Mhm.
we go to the other side of BC, then we have the Montana border. So it all
Montana border.
depends. Yes, all
Tec-
depends.
pero Alberta doesn't have a border. Alberta itself.
Uh, we are in the middle. Uh, we're
Sorry,
not.
sorry, Tito. All of my videos are playing on their own. I'm sorry about that. I was
No problem.
interrupting you. I don't know what's going on there. But
Yeah.
ano po yung pinaka-border ng Alberta province to the US? Is there a border together?
No, as far as I know, we have to go to BC or
Ah,
Montana. On the other side is
is
Montana.
Montana sa BC.
Yes,
Pero
yes.
Alberta, wala siyang south of Alberta, hindi siya nagbo-border with the US.
I think it's the Montana border,
It's a
Montana
Montana border.
USA border. I'm sorry. Canada, Montana, US border. Yeah,
Wow, okay.
yeah.
So, marami po ba kayong mga visitors from the US every summer?
I would say because in the Montana border, it's very close to one of the famous places, tourist spots here in Alberta, which is the Waterton National Parks, very
Mm,
close to the border. So it's just about 2 hours or 2.5 hours from Calgary.
from
It's
Calgary.
it's a beautiful place. The lake is amazing, and then you can actually go on a cruise, a boat ride
Mhm.
from Waterton and cross the border to the border, not actually cross the border, but just to go to the
Just to
border.
go near the border.
Yes, near the
Wow.
border. And so that's one of the famous destinations here that you can actually enjoy. If you're in Calgary, you can just do a lot of side trips to Waterton, to Banff, to Lake Louise, to Canmore.
Wow.
Yeah, these are, you know,
Exciting. I'm really excited.
world-renowned tourist spots.
I'm
Yes.
really excited to visit Calgary one of
And
these coming years.
And of course, Joey, during the
Mm.
summer, this is where all the barbecue
Yeah,
happens,
of
all the
course.
picnics happen. When it's summer, you will definitely identify a Filipino picnic because you will see a rice cooker, lots of pots on top of the table.
And then some of them they will put a banner of their association or their family
Yes,
name.
tarpaulin and an extra tent because they'll be attended by so many people. It's just like a big outdoor activity. So
Woo!
that's actually what we are known for during the summer, and we love to do
I'm
barbecue. Yeah.
I'm very
Aside.
excited to edit this and put all the B-rolls of Calgary summer and parks. Meron po kaming park dito, Tito Jerry. It's called the Earl Bales Park.
Mm,
They actually, some people calls it the Filipino Park, no? Every weekend pagka summer, talagang
mm,
maybe 75% of the park
mm,
field punong-puno ng mga Pilipino yan.
mm,
And there's actually a Jose Rizal shrine on the park.
mm,
Meron po ba
mm.
kayong specific park in Calgary na which is the favorite for Filipino to hang out?
We're pretty much scattered all over the city, so we have different parks that we love to go. If you are in the northeast area or in the southeast quadrant, southwest quadrant, so there's just so many places that you could actually go and have picnic. For example, from where I am in the southwest quadrant of Calgary, would only take me about 10 minutes. I will be in a provincial parks.
Mm-hmm.
I can enjoy the river. I can enjoy the forest. I could do a hike, and there are lots of picnic tables and barbecue areas where you could actually do so many activities. So uh, we're close to everything here in Calgary. Very accessible, and in fact, after our show, I would probably go for a run or just a hike
Ooh, nice.
in Fish Creek Provincial Park. So
Wala po kayo
um,
masyadong snow this year?
it hasn't been snowing actually for the
Uh-huh.
last 2 weeks, and we've been experiencing
Yeah,
pretty
we
good weather here. Mostly, mainly sunny, and sometimes mixed with clouds and sun. So you can still really enjoy outdoors.
it's
Outdoors,
the same here in Toronto, parang wala kaming snow.
and the good thing is that starting today, if I'm not mistaken, the province of Alberta has eased the restriction. Right now,
Oh,
we can actually have an outdoor gathering for 10 people.
congratulations, Alberta. Congratulations, Alberta. I think
For,
our premier needs to learn something from Jason Kenney.
no, it's still not a really relaxed one. It's
Yeah,
just they're just adding
lifting some of the restrictions.
some of the slight change only.
Hmm.
So one of the changes is that we can go outdoors for 10 people.
Hmm.
Unlike before this new restriction, we cannot really do any indoor and outdoor. So at least we can now that we have a very nice weather, we can go out for a group of 10 as long as we do
Oh,
socially
10. Okay.
distance from one another, wear mask, and really just follow the safety protocols and still enjoy the company of your loved ones and friends close to you, as
Hmm.
long as you're
As
just
long as
10
you're
people.
in the
Yes,
same unit. Uh-huh.
that's right. So aside from that, summer, Joey, we are all known for a lot of activities in our community, such as singing contest, beauty
Yeah, of course.
pageant,
Yeah, yeah.
and we are also a community that is crazy about basketball. So we have leagues here.
Oh,
Yes, we have basketball leagues here
that
in
is
Calgary,
awesome. Mga
Filipino.
Filipino
Yes,
leagues.
yes, yes. And I've been
Okay.
to one of those leagues. I remember I was invited to do an inspirational message to to the participants of this league,
Siyempre,
and it's
kailangan ng
amazing.
barangay captain ng Calgary is always the opening.
And it's always a pleasure to be invited and to really see a vibrant community in terms of sports development.
Mhm.
And as we all know, we are a crazy, fanatic um, community with regards to basketball. And we have really great players here in Calgary, Filipino basketball players. And I would be also
Mhm.
I would play bias here because I am a Filipino tennis player. So
Oh,
we
you
have
are?
also a we have series of tournaments as well happening during. In fact, it starts during the spring to
Mhm.
summer, and so I'm quite busy as well in terms
Ooh.
of tennis tournaments during the summer.
Well, Tito,
And
we're gonna run out of time. We want
okay,
to touch on the fall, but this is good sometimes, when we're not able to cover everything, so all our viewers will have something to look forward to. Because what I wanna maybe talk about next week, po, if we can talk about some of your local artists or some of your local restaurants, Filipino restaurants that are very famous in Calgary, that even dito meron kami mga famous Filipino restaurants na kahit ang mga Caucasians, ang mga Canadians, they know these places na paboritong paborito. So we can probably talk about some favorite restaurants, some favorite local artists diyan sa Calgary. But before we run out of time, can you touch a little bit about the fall season po?
well, the fall season is one of the most magical season for me because of the
The colors.
change of colors of the leaves, and this is one of the most photographed season. This is the most photographed season, I would say.
Yes.
We always go out for
Instagram season.
yeah,
Yeah.
Instagrammable season. We always go out for an annual family photo shoot outdoors. So, and everyone is doing that. Filipinos love selfies and pictures. So definitely the Filipino community here in Calgary loves fall. And
And your Facebook feed is sprinkled with all the Filipino selfies of the changing colors.
that's right. That's right. And that makes our community vibrant, and it's also
Mhm.
one way of showing how beautiful this country is, and showing to our loved ones in the Philippines and our friends outside of Canada, and just for them to to have a feel of what it is to have or to experience fall or autumn. So I know Toronto has the best autumn as well.
Yeah, it's one of
And
yeah, I would say.
yeah, one of the best, and definitely Calgary offers also one of the best, experience during fall. So that's I think the main thing in the season of fall.
Well, it's the conversation is not over. Ang kwentuhan natin, Tito Jerry, is not over. There's so many much more things to cover about Calgary. We here in Ontario really love to know more about our kapatiran na mga Filipino Calgarians, about the culture, how you're changing Calgary, how the Filipino face and the Filipino culture. I'm pretty sure the Calgarians are starting to notice, wow, Filipino food and the Filipino family values that they love. And as a closing, Tito, congratulations on a pilot episode of the Filipino Calgarian. I'm looking forward to many very exciting episodes, and maybe in the future we can feature some of your local artists. We can guest them here and on your show. And as a closing statement for all our Ontarians here, getting to learn more about Calgary, give us a closing statement for this episode.
First of all, Joey, thanks for having me. It's really a great honor for me to share some of the exciting things about Calgary, especially with the Filipino Calgarian community. And I am excited to share to you some more on our next episode, especially about food, where
Yes,
we
that's
are known to be food loving people. We have lots of food, Filipino food, that we can showcase in our next episode. And also, Calgary is, as I mentioned, is one of the places that you should not miss visiting when everything settles down and it's free to travel. Please come by and visit Calgary, and you can send me a message. I would love to be your tour guide and show you what it is to be part of the Filipino community, and just in general as a Calgarian. I'm sure Calgary can offer you the best experience in all areas. There's just so many things to offer and to enjoy here in Calgary. So, once again, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us today. And I hope to see you on our next episode.
Woo! I'm so excited. Calgary will be one of the favorite places to visit for all our Filipino Canadian community all across Canada. And just a reminder, we will have a rerun of this show, this episode, live on Thursday night. That will be 6:30 Toronto time. I believe in Calgary is at 4:30. I think 2 hours ahead to 4:30 Calgary, and then all day on Saturday we are going to rerun live in a loop all of the shows, and I'm looking forward next week. Don't miss next week because Tita Jerry is going to talk about some of the food pop culture, the Filipino food culture in Calgary. We are going to feature some of your local artists, some of your chefs, your local chefs that are producing delicious Filipino food for the city of Calgary, and some of your maybe we can also cover some of your fitness aficionados in Calgary, your Zumbas. And parang nagkaroon ng Zumba wave since the 2018 2019. There is a Zumba wave of Filipino Zumbathons all across Canada. So thank you very much for tuning in. This is Tito Jerry Kenkoy, your host, and your co-host Joey Salvador, and you've been watching the Filipino Calgarian only here on the Ordinary Joe.